my name is Leanne Pinnock and I am attempting my very first video blog, and I am in the beautiful home of Chaz and Lori Winkle. And so behind this camera is my dear friend Lori Winkle. Thank you, Lori, for helping me attempt my first video blog. I decided to do something different. I decided it would be too easy to hide behind the pen and write some more about my journey with my father, but I just decided that this time I'm going to get in front of a camera so you can appreciate a little bit more of the intensity of what's going on. And I want to share with you today what God has been showing me just in the last 3 to 4 days that I think was just apropos coming into Christmas that we'll obviously be celebrating this Sunday. So my prayer is that you will be blessed by this. That's the goal of these blogs, and I hope it'll encourage you. Maybe you'll learn something from me that you don't want to repeat, because some of the things I'm going to share today have been hard for me. Have you ever been in a position where you deeply desired to help somebody only to find out that they really didn't want your help? That sounds pretty strongly stated, but I will tell you that I think that I have really been helping my father in ways that particularly weren't helpful to him. And so what I want to share with you today is what God has shown me in this. Obviously, my dad, one of the reasons I came to Austin, Texas was to help my father. And he has been in assisted living. He's at 4th level of assisted living. And when I first got to Austin in September of '09, my help for him was pretty limited. I was doing grocery runs, I was checking up on him, but I really wasn't handling the financial affairs at that point. When one of his dear friends who had been helping him all along announced that she wasn't going to be able to do it anymore, her business was taking off, this is when it was triggered that I needed to step in. Well, being the financial planner, this is perfect for me. I love budgets, I love helping people, I love helping people win financially. I also like helping people win in the counseling arena. I love to help. Well, part of my training in helping, let me just kind of give you a little bit of background. I went to seminary and got a master's of marriage and family counseling, and I was sitting in one of my classes, and Dr. Scott Floyd started to teach our class about one of the downfalls of being a counselor. And he said, actually, it's a downfall that really happens for anybody in the helping profession. It can be a pastor, you can be a financial planner, you can be a counselor, you can be a medical provider, a parent trying to help a child. But this is what he called it. He said, when you're doing counseling, one of the downfalls is having the savior complex. And we all were big-eyed and we said, that's interesting. And he said, well, let me put it to you a little bit more forthrightly. He said, you are not the fourth part of the Trinity. What? We were just flabbergasted. It was like, well, that sounded so inflammatory. That just sounded so blasphemous. And I'm sitting here, sitting in front of you today going, guilty. I have a savior complex. It is thriving. It is alive and well. It is blossoming. I am on mission to save my dad from financial ruin. Well, that wasn't exactly the mission of my father. He loves my help. Don't get me wrong. He wants help with his finances, and it'll give intellectual assent to that, but the behaviors aren't quite lining up yet. But boy, I got in there and I just poured myself into my dad's finances, his credit cards. I organized all the bill pays. I set up all the alerts. I just went hog wild to help my father. In the meantime, my expectations are growing with the savior complex because really, I'm frankly looking for cooperation. I am looking for him to be able to save on his expenses, and I'll help him look at his statements and go, you know, these were some expenses that really didn't need to happen, and really, God has blessed you with a wonderful fixed income. You've got extra, and we could start whittling down this debt if we could just work together on this. And he would try, but some of the old patterns of spending just wouldn't go away. Well, this is how you know the savior complex has gone bad. You start to take it personally when the person you're working with, such as my father, was not exactly being as helpful as I expected him to be. That manifested itself in multiple ways. I'll just give you a couple of examples. One of the things that started to really get under my skin, that started to create anger, started to create resentment, is he would go online and shop for things I could easily get at the grocery store. So one of the deals that we struggle with is he likes certain brands of things. If he wants nasal decongestant, hello Gabby, nasal decongestant,